Hi, and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing The Boys, Season 1, Episode 4, The Female of the Species, which probably refers to one of the female Supes that we've seen. We had an altercation with Popclaw in the last one, and that's kind of where it ended. So hopefully we're going to see how that whole very squishy situation kind of... what it all results in. And then we got the whole question of course, Starlight, what she's going through, and then Maeve as well, because we don't really know how she's feeling about all this, except that she definitely does not like when Homelander is taking her spotlight and coming on to her and being just, Homelander. So yes. But besides that, I'm just expecting more craziness and for it to ramp up. I don't. Do you have anything you want to get into before we start the episode? Nope. Fair enough. As always, you can check out our full-length reactions on Patreon for The Boys and all the other shows that we are doing. The link is down in the description below. And here we go. Are we gonna pick up right where we left off again, or no? So we're gonna see how he like what happened for him to hate Supes, and I'm guessing something happens to her. Healthy, nutritious breakfast.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
January 24th, 2012. That was the date on the recording.
That was when he lost her.
I haven't seen translucent around anywhere. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Cunt's invisible. He could be standing in that fucking corner, plugging one out right now for all we know.
Why work so motherfucking hard if you don't have somebody to go home to and sleep next to at night?
Well, I go to sleep next to someone different every night.
Well, if you and Monique have something so pure, why are you lying to her about where you are?
Well,
Noodle guy. He's picking.
About time we see something.
so they've been keeping an eye on this noodle shop for a week, is it?
We gotta go in there, don't we?
Yep.
Don't be scared, Petit.
Stop calling me that. I'm like 6 feet tall.
Is that a cell?
Yeah.
God damn it, Frenchie, what the...
Whoa, that's... okay. That's gory. So she's... oh, he just straight up just killed himself. He's like, fuck this, I'm not gonna die to her. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have let her out.
Dolphins. Did you know in Japan that they hunt down and slaughter 20,000 dolphins a year? Intelligent animals. Great sense of humor. I mean, they're hilarious. Yeah.
That's kind of sweet, though. Like, he's not...
Thought it'd be funny to stick a blow-up dolphin in my bed with lipstick on its blowhole. You know, real creative pricks.
And you never follow the plan, man.
You need to unclench your asshole.
You need to eat my clenched asshole. How about
Why
that?
are you two carrying on like a bunch of fucking twats? Annie? Starlight?
Yeah, it's nothing. I mean, we were supposed to go on a date.
You're gonna hotmic her phone. From now on, we hear everything she says. I mean, this is a golden opportunity. And after all you've done, piece of cake.
Yeah, she's not
one of the bad ones.
a bad person.
She's a soup. Huey. Just like the fucking rest of them.
No, she's not.
What? When? How many people know? If you bring those passengers back alive, not one congressman will have the balls to vote against our bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, get this, the dolphins there. I mean, they are really underfed and abused. And I'd like to, just shine a light on it.
Play to your strengths.
Which is just stand there and look pretty.
Tell me who you told.
He just wants his fix.
We're in trouble. We're in a lot of trouble.
I didn't tell anyone.
I'm gonna take care of this. But until I do, I gotta get you somewhere safe before Homelander finds out.
For obvious reasons, I'm having a very hard time believing A-Train about anything. Oh, hey there. What? She's even wearing a unicorn shirt.
Honey, Patty, special deal.
Why?
Oh, don't do it.
I'm sure that's exactly how she pictured her first kiss.
Excuse me, where was your first kiss?
Prom.
Which you're not joking about, and that's fine, that's great.
Yeah, I had a very Jesus-centric childhood.
Oh,
So what's translucent like?
He spends most of his free time with his son.
He's got a son?
Yeah, early divorce, I think. It's
Oh.
about 10. Hunter or
Fuck.
Maverick or something like that.
Oh, poor kid.
Damn, Huey. Okay.
Stop! Stop!
Oh, easy, fella. Take it easy.
No, you can't. Why did you do that?
Go out there, lift the plane
Yeah.
up.
Lift the plane? How? There's nothing to stand on. Punch straight through the hull.
That was a big one. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh my God, you're leaving. He's leaving us.
I'm not.
It's okay. It's okay.
Come on, man.
Okay, you two. Take off your mask.
Yeah.
You stay the fuck back or I'll laser you, goddammit! I'll laser every fucking one of you!
Okay, we're really getting to see who he is.
I'm sorry. Please don't leave us. Please. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please take her. Take my daughter.
Fuck, that was rough.
Look at this. It was on the squawker. What's with the accent? What's with yours?
Necesitamos pasarle un pa.
Ugh.
Whoa.
It's a gang hit.
The gang hit. And who told you that, eh?
I'm not arguing with him.
Excuse me.
He's gonna find her before we do.
No, he won't. I know where she's going. Penn Station. She's working her way backwards. She's trying to get home.
He's really smart.
Clever. Yeah, yes.
You want to quit stroking my ego and show me what you really got? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Now that's a strike.
Yeah.
I can't take this.
The box containing the V came from Samaritan's Embrace.
Ezekiel's soup charity. What the fuck's that Jesus thumping elastic bastard got to do with it?
Fuck.
No, no. You're not a bad person.
You just want to go home.
Just a scared one.
Reports suspicious activity.
And that's when I learned. Never show your strengths to a boy you like.
Well, to be honest,
Showing it to the wrong boys then.
Sean Jakowski had a tiny little baby dick.
Does it bother you that I could whip your ass in bowling? And in everything? And bench press you?
Oh my god, is that a threat or a promise? No, I really think it's awesome. But really you.
Don't do that to yourself. Please.
Yeah, I don't think it's on purpose, but yeah. No, of course it's not on purpose. But...
You didn't follow orders and it cost some lives.
Not here, not now, guys. The fuck?
Knock it off. You know what?
Sporty fucking Spice, what's she up to? You see, when they're apart, they're absolute fucking rubbish. But you put them together, they're the goddamn fucking sauce.
What the heck is this?
What the fuck kind of way that is that to convince them? But
how do you know so much about the Spice Girls?
The point is,
no comment.
That we all shine by ourselves. We need each other. We're fucking dead in the water.
Jesus, he gives the worst pep talks.
He really, really does.
Oh, he's going to Oceanland.
That's right. That's right.
Oh.
We can talk about that some other time.
Talk about what?
Okay. If I just touch it, will you shut up?
You did not think that if you... No! What the fuck? This episode, man. Fucking...
Oh, it's... Oh, he found...
No, it's A-Train. Fuck. Shit.
Look, everybody! It's A-Train over here! Look, it's A-Train! Hey! A-Train! Hey!
So
Be nice to her.
But just like the other Supes, she can't really get hurt, like physically, unless you do like translucent or...
What if she's a Spice Girl?
Frenchie.
Okay. Guess it is.
She ain't no Spice Girl.
Apparently you would know, Butcher. You know an awful lot about fucking Spice Girls.
We arrived 3 minutes after the plane went down. Why? If NORAD called us...
Oh, he's still
before they
gonna turn
scrambled
it
jets,
to...
Then we could have saved them. 123 men, women, and children. Right, Maeve?
What?
Talk to your congressman. Talk to them. They'll listen to the people.
Fucking psycho.
God bless you. God bless America.
Maeve, you gotta do something. Fuck.
But what do you do?
I don't know. But we talked about that as well, you know. The reason why she's probably not doing anything is
She gonna die.
she would just die, and yeah, or Homelander would, yeah, she's she dare not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of fear. Yeah, fuck. That was a really good episode, but
Yeah, it was tough watch.
yes, a lot went down, and it did actually, focus both, like, all the storylines did in parts focus on the female of the species in a way. So you can kind of weave that title and the meaning of it into what's been going on, what went down through this entire episode. Yeah, fuck,
Yeah.
where to begin?
Yeah, but I think I would like to talk about the different people, like the different characters.
Yeah.
And kind of what we learned about them in this episode.
Sure.
For example, we can start with, I know that this is it seems completely unrelated, but the Deep, for example. We learned that he really wants to do something that
Good
means
or noteworthy,
something, for him. And in that is, of course, trying to save the dolphins. And I think Oceanland is kind of like SeaWorld, and it's a very clear...
And he's kind of tied to it in a way, and maybe he also feels some sort of responsibility because he knows that the animals are not being treated
because
he can actually talk to them, and they can tell him directly that, hey, they're not treating us nicely, and he can then react to that. But I'm curious as to how much, like, how much of it was, I want to save all the dolphins, or I want to save this one dolphin that apparently he had some sort of relationship to.
I think he might. Yeah, that's right. But I think he really wanted. I think his intentions were good, and he wanted to save all of them, of course. And it really made me question his person, really, because of course I see him as this sex offender and like very despicable person, but maybe there's actually something to him that is not completely bad. And the same with, I think, almost every character in this one, especially in this episode, I think we got a lot more humanity, even to the Supes, with that has a questionable character maybe, but
it did. This
except
episode,
for Homelander.
Yeah, I was just about, this episode kind of delved into more of the gray areas with all of the characters, exactly. It seems like, and especially, as you said, the characters that we had kind of branded as being maybe villains or just not good people, and then something pops up where you can see some sort of humanity in them. It happened both with the Deep and then also with A-Train, because I do believe that
he truly loves her.
They truly do love each other, and he is conflicted as when it comes to showing his feelings for her, and then his image and how he's supposed to act. I do believe that, of course, he probably enjoys his image way more than he's telling her, but it's still
but I also feel like a lot of this is also they are bound by contract to do stuff that they don't want to. And I think most of the Supes actually, or the Supes in the Seven actually came to be one of the Seven with the intention of doing good, and then they were just corrupted and corroded by all of this toxic society and toxic media, and it had a bad effect on them, and they just kind of rotted with that, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, that's what I meant with his image, that it's something that he has to uphold, as in it's probably a contract, as you mentioned, or something that he feels obligated to do and to act in a certain way, which, as I got a little bit into, he might enjoy more than he's letting on, at least when he's talking to Popclaw, but it is still a very human side, that thing with, just having that inner struggle where I want to be a good person, but I also feel some sort of obligation to this company who has put me in this situation where I actually can help people and I can do what I want. And the psychiatrist or therapist, whatever that was talking to the Deep, he also brought, like, they also came to that conclusion, like, why are you in the Seven? Like, what does it mean to be in the Seven? That I can do whatever the fuck I want, kind of deal. Like, I can get what I want. But it's at least very interesting to, you know, get a, like, kind of a peek into the inner workings and what's going on with these larger than life characters that we see in this show. And another interesting, like, dynamic we got into there was, of course, Huey and Starlight. And something that we're both, it seems like, very interested in those two. Like, we want it to work out and we want them to, of course, succeed, and we don't want anything bad to happen to them, but we know that everything that's going on around them doesn't really allow them to fall in love right now. Unfortunately, even though it does seem like they do like each other, and there were a lot of sweet moments there.
But you can clearly see why they like each other, because she's so good. Like, she's so pure, and of course she held back with
how much she can actually do.
And she did that not to scare him away, but he read completely through her, and he just said, come on, show off. And
you're holding back, aren't you? Like, I don't trust that you don't know how to bowl, or you can't, like, when you're this bad.
You're strong and you have superpowers, and so you must be good. And I just think it was so amazing, because he was kind of accepting her, and I can imagine that being so amazing at everything you do. It can scare off people.
It can be very intimidating if you are in a relationship, or if you have a very close friend, or someone you're spending a lot of time with, and your dynamic is very one-sided, maybe, and, like, it's only the one of you who are always right and can do no wrong and, like, never really fails at anything, and then the other person is maybe, like, not really good at anything in particular and just always struggling a little bit and just trying to keep up. And, like, that dynamic, it can probably be frustrating, but it depends on who you are as a person. And in this case with Huey, he did not, like, there's no problem. He had no problem with that at all. And it's probably also closer to, because we know when we started the series that he was in a relationship at that point, and that's kind of what kicked the whole thing into gear. But with Robin, that she was also the one in his life that made everything happen, and he never really had any kind of desire to show off or make any big decisions in his life. He was just going along, and she was kind of driving. So she was the strong one in the relationship there.
As his father even said, we don't fight.
We don't have it in us. It's just it's not something we do. So to him, it's and it's not a bad thing at all.
No,
like, to just if you're just content with, like, I don't have to, like, do certain things. Like, I'm fine with just, do you want to do this? Sure, then let's do that.
I think it shows a lot of personal strength that you can actually just say, well, I know who I am. And I can accept you for who you are.
Exactly. And just the sentiment I'm trying to get across is just that he might have wants and needs and dreams and all that, and some stuff he wants to do, but it's not like he's not letting it control his life. Like, it seems like he's just very he's the type of person who's just very much willing to be like, okay, this person I love, so if that person wants to go in a certain direction, I'll just
tag along.
You go ahead, I'll tag along. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with you being the the guiding force in this relationship. It seems like that, at least. So, she kind of liked that as well in him, because she came from a background
where he ran away because she showed off her powers and
yeah,
tried to protect him. And I just think that was he's not really scared of her. I think that's the point. He's not really scared that she's so special and she's so amazing and
or that she's gonna upstage him.
She's and I think she really likes that, and it's and oh yeah, I ship them, and I really hope it's gonna happen, and I really
we hope that
But we can also see how it's starting to affect him, all of this. I think it would be, I don't know, it's what, a couple of days now?
No, it's been, at the start of this episode, they said that they've been looking at this noodle shop thing or whatever it was for about a week.
Yeah, but how the whole series, I mean.
Yeah, okay, so far, between episode 1 and 2, that was like, that all happened in a few days or something, I think, because there wasn't really a passage of time between episodes 1 and 2, and from 2 to 3 as well. They just, the first 3 episodes probably happened like in the span of a couple of days, and then there was about a week between episode 3 and 4.
Yes.
So it's a week plus a couple of days.
Yeah, so what I just wanted to say was that I think it's a bit too early to say that it's PTSD, because it's you have to go a couple of months before you can actually say that it's PTSD.
It pretty much just happened.
So it's probably like I wouldn't say blunt trauma, because that's physical, but no, it's he's dealing with the I would say a bit of an aftershock effect, maybe. That he's starting to realize some of the stuff he's been through, because he's been through a lot, especially for a guy that usually don't fight or don't really get into something that's way too exciting or
crazy situations like these, at least. So it might be catching up to him.
So you can imagine he had very low cortisol levels when it happened, and so he's he's starting to relive, or not relive, but he's starting to live through the effects on his his person, and I think he's also beginning to be driven a lot by guilt.
Maybe what I'm thinking is what we're seeing, or what we saw in this in this episode, with things kind of popping up and catching up to him, is it exactly because it hasn't been that long since it happened, but things have just been going on, and there's just been a lot of new stuff and new people he's been kind of forced to work with, and it's not like, it doesn't seem like he never really had a say in this whole thing, and he's just once again just going along, but there's just so much happening that he hasn't really had any time to process it, and then when he has a quiet moment where he can be more himself, more human, a more human situation, where you're on a date with a girl and you're having a good time and you're talking back and forth, and then it opened up some sort of it opened up something in him, and he got more vulnerable there, and also the fact that she mentioned the thing about translucent, that he had a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Because that might also have triggered something in him where he was like, holy shit, other than just, killing this guy who probably deserved it, but I still killed a guy. I orphaned a kid as well. Like, having that extra nugget of info dropped on you, that cannot be easy. So he's struggling, but he still went ahead with the plan and did the thing with the phone.
Yeah, I hope it will show the other guys that she's actually not that bad and they don't have to take her out.
Yes.
I think, but it's also going to backfire for sure on their relationship.
100%. There's going to be some sort of clash there where she's like, you betrayed me, and they're going to get into a situation. But I was thinking like, what Huey, what should he do to convince these other guys about like she's not a bad person? Like before this episode, I might have been like he should talk to. It doesn't seem like Billy is the one to convince when it comes to this stuff. Like he's not easy to convince because he's very set on he wants his revenge or whatever it is, and we got a little snippet of his past at the start. But then I would have gone. I would have suggested that he talk to Mother's Milk because it seems like they already had a little bit of a talk. But Frenchie, talk to Frenchie.
He was really one. I think he was almost a standout in this episode.
Yeah,
because he, of course, we have heard from people that read the comics that, of course, his father was very abusive and.
No, wasn't that in the comics he wasn't abusive, and in this he all of a sudden is.
Sorry, yeah.
So he got a bit of a different backstory, but it works very well with what's going on.
And of course, just because you've been abused doesn't mean you're gonna be an abuser yourself.
No.
And I just think he was reaching out with so much empathy, and at first I just thought he was kind of a dickhead, and he was just kind of a brute almost, and maybe not the most smart person, but he's actually very, very smart, and it made me so happy that he tried to reach out to her and he tried to connect with her, and we also got a little bit of his backstory.
Yeah, but we got more into the Mallory thing that went wrong between him and the others there.
Mallory was their boss.
Their old boss.
And apparently her grandkids were killed because he went off tracks and didn't follow the plan.
Yes, and we don't know yet why he did that. All we know is that he's like, I didn't know, it wasn't my fault, and then Mother's Milk hitting back with, well, if you had just done your job, then that wouldn't have mattered. Like,
yeah, so I think he might have actually done something that was very nice, but the consequences of what he did was that the grandkids got killed, and they perhaps don't see it the same way as he does because they don't know what happened or something. Because if he kind of went rogue there, it's, I don't know. It's just, I think. His character was very interesting.
Yes, and definitely a highlight in this episode, or he got a little bit of a.
And I really, I don't know. I think the actor does a very nice job with portraying this character, and I don't know. Frenchie, I really like him. Like like him.
Definitely, in this episode, he shines a lot. Just like you said, when first we met him, he was kind of like a shady character. When Huey was being brought into all of this, and he's working with a lot of weapons, and he's talking about drugs, and he just seems like this crazy type who's good at blowing stuff up and shooting things and being
killing Supes.
Yeah, killing Supes, and yeah. That's pretty much just the vibe we got from him at first, but now we got way more like into who he is as a person, and that he's very smart and has a lot of empathy, and a past as well, which kind of made him understand this girl, for example, that this feeling of I just want to go home, I want to help you get home, and I do think that it was worth it to try that way, definitely. But they still had to gas her. It was good that they had that option as a precaution.
How did he hold her off? I mean, we saw her kill relentlessly. How did he hold her off?
Yeah, I don't know about that as well.
It feels like plot armor a little bit.
Maybe a little bit in that situation, because she did have a few seconds there where she easily could have taken him out before she got knocked out by the gas, but the gas worked very, very quickly. And then we got Homelander and Maeve, and what went down with those two and the plane.
That was really, really, really hard. And it just cemented how fucked up Homelander is, how much of a psychopath he really
There's
is.
no gray areas there. He's straight up a fucking asshole. He's a villain.
He's not even an asshole. He's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah. He is, because he's manipulating and he does not have empathy, it seems like, at all.
He might even enjoy killing, or
I'm pretty sure he does enjoy killing.
Yeah.
He enjoys pain and seeing other people in pain and suffering. And yeah, holy fucking shit! Like, very effective when at first they went into that plane and took out the terrorists. We never really condone killing or anything. If you have to argue that some people have it coming, then terrorists might be at the top of that list, but still,
it's a risk, because if they don't answer nicely to you know what I mean. If they don't really answer to
like respond to
hvad fanden hedder det? Diplomacy, then it's, if they're a threat, you have to take them out. I think it's as a
like
enforcer.
That. It depends on the situation as well. But it's, if, for example, if you're in a hostage situation like this on a plane,
you like to have it under control before you, rather than killing them, right?
Yeah, maybe it's. We're not saying that they could have done it in any other way, and we're not saying that, no, you can never kill no matter what. That's not what we're saying.
Depends on the situation.
Depends on the situation, but if you have the option to not kill someone, then we believe that that's the right choice. But at least they took out the terrorists. Did they have to or not? That's not really the issue here. The issue is more what went on when they went into the cockpit. And Homelander, that fucking idiot, just blasted that guy. Because they could still maybe have gotten out of the situation somehow if the plane was fucking operational. But he blasted the whole panel.
Yeah.
I don't know. They could have done more. And then he still managed to, at the end there, turn the whole situation on its head again and somehow make it beneficial for the Vought company and their plans to get Supes into the military by saying that this would never have happened if we were in the military or allowed to like
intervene.
Or if we were part of high command or whatever it was he said, so that they could have gotten the information before the plane crashed. But we all know what really went down, so bullshit. And Maeve is really struggling.
That was really hard for her. It was very clear that was tormenting her, and she just really and I can really I really wish I would never ever have to get into a situation like that, because that was just painful to watch. And I really hope that she's gonna pull through at some point and she's gonna help take him down in some way. Or
I hope so too, because from what they've been telling us and showing us when it comes to her character is that she's a part of this, yes, but she really does not seem like she likes to go along with how especially Homelander is doing things, and she wants to save people. And another one of these characters where she's probably very much in the gray area, and that makes her and all the others very interesting to talk about, but it can also be very taxing, because you can't just say things are one way, and because so much is going on under like between the lines, and all I'm trying to say is my mind is fried by talking about all of this stuff. So do you have anything else?
No.
Fair enough, fair enough. Then that's gonna do it for this reaction and review of The Boys Season 1 Episode 4, The Female of the Species. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and we will see you very soon. Bye!
Bye.